November isn't the end of the gardening year, it's the start of your next one. What you do right now decides whether your garden bounces back strong next spring. This month's about more than soil and seeds. It's about protecting your food supply, preserving your hard work, and planning for the year ahead. Welcome back to Prepper's Paradigm, the channel that helps you grow, store, and secure your own food supply. I use a computer-generated voice because my own is hard to understand due to an injury, but the knowledge here comes from years of hands-on experience. In this video, we'll cover what to do in the garden during November, from protecting your harvest and prepping the soil for winter, to growing fresh food indoors and planning for next year's success. For most preppers, November is the month to shift focus from growing food to storing and protecting it. You've put in the hard work. Now it's about making sure your harvest lasts the winter. Go through your stored produce at least once a week. Remove anything that's starting to soften, sprout, or mold. One bad potato can ruin a whole bin. Rotate your food supply so you're always using the oldest items first. Keep a written or digital list of what you have. That simple habit saves time and prevents waste. Check your storage spaces too. Basements, root cellars, and pantries can all develop moisture or rodent problems this time of year. Look for condensation, droppings, or gnaw marks. Deal with any issue right away. If you notice anything close to spoiling, dehydrate it, freeze it, or turn it into shelf-stable meals now rather than losing it later. Remember, your stored food isn't just convenience food. It's insurance against inflation, shortages, and anything that disrupts supply chains. Protect it like you would any other prep. Once your harvest is secure, it's time to get your garden ready for the cold months ahead. November is when smart preppers focus on protecting their soil and equipment, two things that will make or break next year's growing season. Start by clearing out dead plants and any leftover debris. Don't leave diseased leaves or vines on the ground. They'll carry problems straight into next year. Add that material to your compost if it's healthy, or burn it if it's not. Spread a layer of compost, manure, or chopped leaves across your beds before the ground freezes. That organic matter will break down over winter and feed the soil naturally. If the ground hasn't frozen yet, you can still plant cover crops like rye, vetch, or clover. They'll hold the soil together, add nutrients, and keep weeds from taking over. Mulch heavily around perennials, berry bushes, and fruit trees. That helps keep the soil temperature steady and protects roots from freeze-thaw damage. Finally, drain your hoses and irrigation lines. A single cold night can crack fittings or burst lines. Coil everything neatly and store it out of the weather. A few hours of work now will save days of repair in spring and help your garden wake up ready to produce. Even when the outdoor garden shuts down, you can still grow food through the winter. Fresh greens are important, not just for variety, but for nutrition when the shelves are bare or produce prices spike. The easiest place to start is with sprouts. Alfalfa, mung beans, and lentils will grow in a jar with just water and a little light. They're ready to eat in less than a week, packed with vitamins, and take up almost no space. If you have a sunny window or a small LED grow light, grow trays of microgreens or salad greens indoors. They don't need much soil, and you can harvest them several times before replanting. Herbs like parsley, thyme, and chives can also grow indoors through winter. Cut what you need, and they'll keep producing for months. This small setup keeps your food system active all year. It's simple, cheap, and it doesn't depend on the grid. It may not produce huge quantities, but in a real emergency, adding fresh sprouts and greens to your food supply can make the difference between getting by and staying healthy. With most of the outdoor work done, November's the time to plan for next year's success. A few hours of planning now will save weeks of frustration in spring. Start by reviewing this year's results. What crops produced well? Which ones struggled? Note what you planted where. That's the first step in proper crop rotation to keep your soil healthy. Make a rough layout for next year's garden, even if it's just on paper. Plan to rotate heavy feeders like corn, cabbage, and tomatoes with nitrogen-fixing crops such as beans and peas. Check your seed stock and order early, especially for heirloom or open pollinated varieties. The good ones sell out fast, and you don't want to rely on what's left on store shelves when everyone else starts buying. Go through your tools and repair anything damaged. Sharpen blades, oil wooden handles, and clean pots and trays so they're ready to use again. If you've been thinking about adding new systems like cold frames, raised beds, or rain barrels, winter is the time to plan or build them. Materials often cost less before spring demand hits. Every small improvement you make now builds toward greater independence next year. For preppers, gardening isn't a hobby, it's food security. Every seed you save, every jar you fill, and every system you build reduces your dependence on fragile supply chains. November is a reminder that preparedness doesn't end when the growing season does. It shifts. This is when you strengthen the systems that keep your family fed, from food storage to compost, seed saving, and soil care. Take some time to look over your full food inventory. Count not just what's in the garden, but what's on your shelves, in your freezer, and in long-term storage. That's your safety net, your insurance against anything from a simple job loss to a global crisis. Building true self-sufficiency happens slowly, season by season. But by staying consistent, you'll reach a point where your food supply no longer depends on what the stores can provide. Keep that mindset through the winter months. Even when nothing's growing outside, you're still growing your resilience. November is a quieter month in the garden, but it's one of the most important in your yearly cycle. This is when you protect what you've grown, strengthen your systems, and prepare for the next season. Keep your stored food checked, your soil covered, and your plans ready. Every step you take now builds toward greater independence and food security in the year ahead. If you found this video useful, give it a like, share it with other preppers, and subscribe so you don't miss next month's update. You can also visit preppersparadigm.com for more resources to help you stay ready and resilient. Thanks for watching, and look out for December's gardening update next month.